Thank you, devotees. So yesterday we were looking at the scenario where someone could be very nicely practicing, but he does not complete the whole journey. He does 1%, he does 2%. Of course, Krishna already indicated it to some extent. Okay, the second chapter, does anyone know where does Krishna talk about the ever successful nature of Nishkama Karma Yoga? Krishna says there is no loss or diminution. What was the shloka? Very famous shloka.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
Sorry, bro.
Yes, Prabhu. Swalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat.
So, thank you, Shyampriya, bro. So, regards to Nishkama Karma Yoga, Krishna talks about how this dharma, asya dharmasya, swalpam api, right? Even if someone does trayate mahato bhayat, while the fruits of karma are usually taken away, right? So they are destroyed, but the fruits of even Nishkama Karma Yoga are not destroyed. Krishna mentions this, but Krishna doesn't talk about explicitly what happens, what is the destination. He says it is very good; it does not get destroyed. But how, what happens, the details, of course, Krishna doesn't go. So Arjuna's question here is very relevant and very nice. So we looked at the example of Billa Mangal Thakur yesterday, right? So how in his previous life he was associated with the process, he came to the stage of bhava, and then he fell down, and next birth he ultimately became Billa Mangal Thakur after going. So that is why Arjuna is asking, Kam gatim Krishna gacchati. So what happens to this person? Ayatih sraddhayopeto. He started with Shraddha. And Arjuna asks a very nice question, which we will read today. Kachin na ubhaya viprashta. He's not achieved material life also. He has not enjoyed material life also. Just like many devotees sometimes think, or even I used to think, I still think actually, I'm not eating in restaurants outside. I'm not, we are not eating in restaurants. We are not drinking coffee. We are not drinking tea, hopefully. We are not watching cinema. Right, we are not watching movies. We are not traveling, every weekend to other places like other people do. That's what most people do. Ask them, please come to the Bhagavad Gita class. They said, no, we are going for a vacation. No, we are going here. No, we are going there. We are very busy. Please come to the 9 p.m. reading. No, I'll do. Everyone is busy. Why are they busy? Put it very plainly, they are engaged in sense gratification. Right? They're engaged in sense gratification. So many devotees, all of you here, have given up sense gratification. Right? Now Krishna is saying, Arjuna is asking, say someone has given up sense gratification, means he's not going out. He could go out to Upper Peninsula or watch fall colors or something. He could be going, but instead of going up north, he's trying to attend Bhakti Vriksha or do book division or do some seva at the temple or whatever. Right? So he is engaged in seva for the movement of Srila Prabhupada, right? So Arjuna is asking, Kachinna ubhaya vibrashta. So what if this person has given up that? He's not traveling like other people. He's not going to chutneys. He's not going to, Nihi's Indian restaurant and having a nice outing. So he's not having nice chicken paratha. He's not having any of this enjoyment. Nor his spiritual life also is not completing, right? He's not getting taste for Krishna. He's not making advancement here also. He's not completing it. So he feels he is a failure there also. He's a failure here also. So Kachinna Ubhaya Brishta Chinna Bram Vivanashyati. So hearing Arjuna say this, we respond to Arjuna. Arjuna, please don't think like that. We already had this confusion. That is why we went to complete material life. Right? That's what we do. But Arjuna, see how nicely he's asking this question. Arjuna is asking, so what happens to this person? So Arjuna is passing his confusion. Arjuna is not letting his confusion develop and then not falling down. This is the difference between a devotee and a neophyte, non-devotee. A non-devotee, whenever he has a confusion, he tries to handle this confusion himself. And then what happens? He falls down. Just like, when we get this confusion, I don't seem to progress in material life. I don't seem to progress in spiritual life also. So what to do? Give up spiritual life, enter into material life. Right? Let's do this. Let's do that. That's what, at least, Most people try to do that, right? So now Krishna, Arjuna is asking a question. Now, Kachinna Ubhaya Vibrashtaha. Ubhaya Vibrashtaha. He's a failure there also. He's a failure here also. He's mediocre there also. He's mediocre here also. Of course, in a very realistic way, we are not failures in a material sense because I still have a car like other materialists have. I still have a house. I still have this. I still have that. But still, I have to be a little mediocre in material life because if I'm spending so much time for spiritual life, I have to be a little mediocre in material life, most probably. Right? I can't mostly do both. So, so someone might argue, hey, I mean, I'll be mediocre here also, I'll be mediocre there also. Apratishto mahabaho. He'll not have any pratishtha. He'll not have any basis, right? You can't put on his ID card. You can't put on his visiting card, right? You know, XYZ, spiritual practitioner, ABC, is a super CEO. You can't put anything on him. He is not here. He is not there. Vimodho Brahmanapati. He's like a riven cloud, right? He doesn't have any sphere, just like Trishanku, right? Trishanku was going up and down. Uh, so Trishanku went to Vishwamitra Muni and said, Vishwamitra, is very bad. Insulted me. Indra insulted me. He is not letting me. Like what Indra doesn't let you. I will construct a stairs and Indra pushes. So he creates Vishwamitra constructs a separate loka for Trishanku. So Trishanku is going here, up and down, up and down, up and down, Trishanku. So like that, we are like Trishanku, we are not here, we are not there. What happens? Vimudho Brahmanapati. I don't seem to be like anywhere. I'm not succeeding in spiritual life, I'm not succeeding in material. What happens? It's a very nice pain point for a devotee who's not having the strength to give up anarthas. So we give up many anarthas like coffee, tea, this, that. But when it comes to taking one step forward and deciding to go back to God, of course, we need some mercy. Right? It's very difficult. Sometimes we are surrounded by so many things. We are surrounded by Krishna pictures. We are surrounded by programs. We are surrounded by Bhakti Vrikshas. We are surrounded by sevas. We are surrounded by a lot of devotees visiting. We are surrounded by many things. We are surrounded by so much ISKCON. So much of Krishna, Krishna, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, and Hari Bols, and Jai Narasimhadev, Jai Prabhupada, everywhere resonating. But inside the heart is very dry. It's a very, it's a very difficult thing because you can't come out also and say, I don't have any taste openly. People will not believe you, especially devotees will not believe you that you don't have taste. They'll think you are being humble. Uh, and we ourselves know that I don't have any taste. While I sit down to chant, my thoughts are going so helter skelter. And I can't go back to material life also. I don't feel in place. Now, what will I do? I can't somehow Prabhupada spoiled me. His philosophy spoiled me, and I can't enjoy life as I used to. Correct? And I can't enjoy here also. Now, what do I do now? Vibhrashtaha. Right? I have fallen down there also. I have fallen down here also. It's a very difficult scenario, and it's true for many devotees I've spoken to. Right? So where I don't feel at place, I don't feel at home anywhere now. So what do we do here? And that's Arjuna's question. So what happens to this person? Of course, Arjuna's question is more about what happens to him after death. Right? He leaves his body like this, not completely developed. Now, of course, at least we are not at a stage where we are going to leave this body next minute. Right? We still have at least some time, at least few days, few weeks, few months. I don't know. Krishna knows. So, few years, few decades. So we have this time to move the pendulum to that stage, to the other corner, right? And hold that pendulum there, not let it swing back again. So how do we do that now? How do we shift the ball from this part of the goal post to that part of the goal post? How do we do that now? That's where I'm digressing here a little bit from what Arjuna is asking to a different problem, of course, but a connected problem. So the problem of not having taste and the problem of not being able to enjoy material life also consistently, continuously. So how do we manage this crisis now? So the answer is we have to become very humble. You have to become very humble. So if you become humble at the lotus feet of devotees who have taste, at the lotus feet of devotees who are ekanta. Ekanta means aikantinaha. Bhagavatam says aikantina. Aikantina means they are one-pointed. They are nishkinchana devotees. So we must continuously hear from such uttam adhikaris in the mood of servant of the servant. So when we keep on desiring like that to Krishna, I want to make progress. I don't have taste. So like that, we keep on desiring. And to desire, how do you desire? The desire will come by the mercy of a sadhu, because desire to make spiritual advancement is very difficult. Material desires are easy, but spiritual desire genuinely is difficult. So what do we do? So we have to become humble. We have to engage in service to the sadhus and to the Vaishnavas. Hear from the devotees who are Uttamadhikari devotees. They only speak about Krishna. They don't speak about anything else. So when we do that, then what happens? Gradually, we will realize, sorry, we will feel, we'll start having feelings for our own lack of advancement. This is the signal. This is the sign of Krishna's mercy. When we start having feelings about my lack of advancement, and I start lamenting to Krishna. I start lamenting to Krishna when we are taking bath, when we are passing, when we are going to, the restroom, or when we are getting up, when we are brushing the teeth. We are lamenting when we are driving the car, when we are lamenting when we are listening to a lecture. So we are lamenting about our own position. Krishna, I should be like this, I am like that. Somehow, Krishna, take me away my attachment. Somehow, have so many things that are being an obstacle to my Krishna consciousness. Krishna, when will this all go away, and when will I enter, engage in your service? In this way, when we start lamenting about our own position, not just in a specific time, not planning, we must feel like that. We must feel little concerned about ourselves. So usually we don't feel concerned about ourselves separately. So we feel concerned about our lack of wealth. We feel concerned about our lack of prestige or this or that. But we never feel concerned about our position in this world. You see. So that when we start feeling, then that means, Krishna is giving us mercy now. So this mercy will come when we start hearing from sadhus. Hearing is also one type of seva. Right? When we hear from sadhus, or even physically serve sadhus, that is even better, right? When you physically serve sadhus and hear, it's better than hearing alone, if that opportunity is available. So if you do that, then this feeling will come, because this lack of taste, is a very difficult position to be in. It's a very artificial position to be in. Right. So we should overcome this as soon as possible, and it is very easy. It's easy to overcome this lack of taste. All we have to do is to become humble at the lotus feet of sadhus. At the lotus feet of sadhus, the sadhus can give anything they want. The sadhus are very kind. So our whole process is based on realizing sadhu mahima. Right. So this is our whole process summed up in two words: Sadhu Mahima, right? Shri Guru Mahima, Shri Guru Nishtha. This is everything. So when we understand their glory, we go to them. So we hear from them. Uh, Initially, when we hear from them, we will not want to serve them, practically speaking. But somehow we must force ourselves to hear more and more and more. And as we hear more and more and more and more and more continuously, especially on Ekadashis, if you do that, then naturally we will want to serve them, and gradually we'll go to the next stages. So in this way, we will not feel like we are neither here, neither there. We will start feeling that I belong to Krishna only. I don't belong here. This feeling we must get when we shop in Costco, when we shop in Walmart, when we shop in India grocers, when we go in the company, when we walk in the aisle, wherever we do, we must feel I am separate from all of this. I am Krishna conscious devotee. I am a servant of Krishna. So this separateness we must feel. When do we feel? When we bucket ourselves into that I belong to this category. I don't belong here. Right? I don't have the same objectives as these people have. So this feeling of that belongingness we must feel. This is security. This is shelter. Shelter means we feel belongingness. We feel belongingness. We never doubt where we belong. We never doubt where we belong. Because when we are sure where we belong, then naturally we will do the practices of where we belong. But when we are not sure where we belong, then chanting becomes very difficult. Right? So I'm not even sure whether I belong to Krishna or not. Then how will I chant? I won't feel like chanting because I'm not sure where I belong. Sometimes I feel I belong there, I belong here, I belong there. We must feel I belong to my spiritual master. My spiritual master has taken me over. He has swept me over. I belong to his lotus feet. I am at his lotus feet. I am his property. Somehow he has accepted me as his last, final, most menial servant. I am at the last. Somehow I am in that queue, right? Where I can be called his most lowly servant. He has given me that high position, right? So fortunate. So I belong to my spiritual master's family category. This is where I belong. This belongingness is clarity. As soon as this belongingness comes, I didn't realize it's already like that. Okay. So yes, this belongingness comes, then yes, everything becomes very nice and smooth. Okay. So I'll stop here. Any questions or comments are welcome.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Sorry.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Someone have a question? Or?
Well, just one comment, Prabhuji. Thank you for sharing, Prabhuji. Really helpful, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu, go ahead.
Prabhuji, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Prabhu.
Sorry,
Go
Prabhuji.
ahead.
I was just sharing. Thank you for sharing, Prabhuji. Very helpful.
Oh, sure, Prabhuji. Whatever I shared is repeat from whatever I heard today from His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru, my Guru Maharaj just repeated that. So, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Nandavad, Prabhuji.